Oh, that was the best dick of my life. Is it covering my face?
Welcome back.
Hi.
Episode number 13.
Oh my God,
Lucky number
number
13. I actually watched the
13.
thing about the number 13. But
Yes, that's my
that's a
favorite
whole
number.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, figures.
Yeah.
All
Little
right.
Suki girl. How are you? I haven't heard from you all week.
I know. I've been
Where have you
busy.
been?
And I heard you have a story for me.
I do. I've been holding this in. So this week, I had a homeless guy spend the night at my
Oh,
house.
God. We just talked about this last
Yes,
episode.
no, we did. No, you want to know why I think he hit me up?
Okay.
Because of that video that we posted that said, like, I like to take from the rich and give to the poor, and I love poor guys. He literally saw that and hit me up because of that, which was crazy. So
That
yeah,
is
I have
crazy.
to watch out what I say out there.
Yeah.
But basically,
You do. Well, that clip
Yeah.
at the very bottom, someone literally said, do you mean old or do you mean, what did he say? Something like, instead of the word old, it was like mature.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, shit. Yeah, we really have.
No, I do have to be careful. But so basically, I had been talking to him. We matched on like Hinge like sometime last year. We were like FaceTiming a lot, super cute, like 6'5", hot, like surfer boy. And basically what he does is 6 months out of the year, he just like stacks up his money and then he'll go to like a random country that has really good surfs and then he'll just surf there for like months. Not work, not do anything, just like surf. I was like, okay. He comes back in town. Haven't heard from him. We like unfollowed each other on Instagram, whatever. He randomly hits me up and he's like, hey, I'm back in LA. I need to see you tonight. Let's go on a date. And I'm like, you ditched me. Like, I'm not going on a date with you. And he's like, no, please, I'll make it up to you. I'm like, okay, I can't say no to a free meal, right? So he books a reservation for us. And I ended up missing it because I got a little tipsy with my friend. And so I was
Where
at the Hotel Roosevelt with
Okay.
my friend Siobhan. Siobhan, shout out Siobhan, love her, one of my best friends. So yeah, she was in town. So I got too wasted. I missed it. Basically, I was like, yo, I'm sorry. And he was like, it's okay. Like, can we still hang out? Like, let me come over, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I was like, okay, well, let me just like swing by and pick you up. I go to pick him up and he's in a park with his luggage.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Okay. Just chilling?
And I was just chilling and waiting for me. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, you're homeless. And he was like, well, long story short, basically I came back from Costa Rica or wherever he was staying at. And he was like, and I was supposed to stay with my sister and she kicked me out and I have nowhere to go. And I was like,
Okay.
oh, so that's...
Red flag number 5.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, so that's why you hit me up. I was like, oh. And I was just sitting there and I was thinking like, oh, maybe this is God testing me because I did just move into a 2-bedroom. Like I do have much bigger space. And I'm like, damn, should I just like be a good person and let him stay over? So I was like, okay, I'll let you spend the night. But we are not hooking up at all. And I was like, and I don't want you to sell me some fantasy or whatever. Like you get one night and then tomorrow you got to go to like a Starbucks and get your shit together. And I was like, and you could charge all your electronics and everything. So
We were just talking about that, Jay, earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Starbucks is literally like closing their charging just because of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh,
so
no.
funny.
What's he going to do?
Oh, no. So go on.
So, yeah. So he spent the night. And the whole time he's like, wow, you're so beautiful. I'm like, shut up. Like, don't even. I'm like, I'm not that hot. I'm like, you're just trying to sell me a fantasy. No, thank you. And yeah, didn't hook up, didn't anything, even though I was like, damn, he is really fine. But I was like, no, I'm not gonna hook up with you just because you're in a vulnerable position. Like that's just I would feel like a client. I would feel like
How old is he?
he's 27.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 27. So he wasn't that young. He was like, yeah. And
A little bit older than your
what?
likings.
What happened?
A little bit older than your likings.
The 23-year-olds love me. I know my crowd. So, yes. So basically, he spent the night, whatever, left. Haven't heard from him, didn't even say thank you. I'm like, okay, like, did a good deed. But I was thinking, I was like, sometimes you just never know what someone is going through. And I do have a lot of empathy for that. Because I myself have been in low positions like that before. So
Well, that brings us into today's topic, which is
mental health.
So yeah, there's a lot to take in. We just talked about this. I would tell you to run for the hills, but I mean, at least you got him out within the first day. It wasn't too crazy. I don't know why you didn't hook up with him. I mean, sounds like your type.
Yeah, no, but I just felt like it would have felt too transactional, too much like, oh damn.
That's the best kind of.
No, I want to feel love for me.
I love a good transaction. Oh my gosh.
You love a training action.
Literally. So you were talking about highest highs and lowest lows. Yes. So what's your lowest low? How did you get out of it? Are you still in it?
Well, it depends. I would say 23 was my lowest of low. Like that was the time in my life where I think my mental health really took the biggest hit, because it was actually trigger warning for anyone out there. That I have attempted suicide before and I failed. You know, hey, it's a good thing to fail at.
Most people do.
Yeah.
I feel like there's that saying. It's lots of the people who talk about it that just want the attention and never follow through. Were you one of those people who talked about it?
No, I went through with it. Yeah.
You just didn't tell anyone?
I just didn't. Well, okay. So it was actually kind of crazy. The day that I knew I wanted to do it, it was basically, it got to a point where, and I think I've talked about this in the earlier episode, where I've kind of always had this like kind of darkness around everything. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a dark cloud that kind of follows me, and it's like in my peripherals, and it's like I always say, like, you know, I have to make the darkness go away. So I do everything I need to do. But I think back then I was really searching for who I was, and it was a very different time, and I was such a vulnerable position in my transition. And I remember thinking, like, I don't want to be trans. I don't want to go through with this. I don't think I could ever live a happy life being trans. Like, no one's going to love me. No one's going to accept me. And I remember just thinking, like, if I could take a pill to not be trans, I would do it. Or, like, it's like either live a life and see what's to come of it, or just end it. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, I'm going to end it. And I remember that day I woke up. Well, hold on. Damn. Well, that day I woke up and I was like, well, I got to finish this book I'm reading.
Okay.
Zen in the Art of Archery. Because I had to know how it ended. And finished the book, went on a hike, and I came home and I had a bottle of Klonopin. And I took it, knocked out for like 2 days, and pissed and shit myself, and woke up in a hospital in restraints. So,
Well, I'll tell people right now, which most of you guys already probably know when you've researched this, but taking pills is the worst way to try to kill yourself.
Really?
Because your body most of the time rejects it. You're going to throw up.
Yeah.
It has like natural defenses that it just does. So if you wanted to go through with it, I would say do that and then go swimming. You know what I mean? Because then, I mean, I'm not giving anyone ideas, but I just it's kind of like, I don't know. Not to cut your story off, and I just think that I struggle with sympathy for people who want to unalive themselves because I don't know. It's something that if someone doesn't want to be there, why do we force them to be there? You know, and I get it. You want, so I don't know if you don't have a good successful life, then like why?
Yeah.
Why should we all kind of try to stop someone? But then it's also, I have had people very close to me during COVID in particular that tried to kill themselves or did kill themselves. You know, like I don't know a single person that died from COVID. Not one. But I know probably more than I count on two hands that have killed themselves during COVID. You know what I mean? When the bars and everything shut down, they couldn't go to their watering hole to see people. You know what I mean? Locking yourselves during lockdown, that right there put people in basically a jail cell. You know what I mean? And it was like left and right. I was getting phone calls from people. It's like, oh, so-and-so, you know, died, so-and-so this. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, COVID. And they're like, no. Suicide, no. Suicide, no. Hung themselves. You know what I mean? No. A gun. No this. I'm like, holy shit. Like I think that really right there put mental health into perspective for me. Because I don't know. I can't honestly say that I've ever had a time in my life where I wanted to do that. But I can say, like you, I did not want to be gay for the longest time. Like, I don't even think I even considered myself gay or said that word gay until I was like into my late 20s, if not early 30s, where I was like, I am gay. And it was like a lot of like, But for the longest time, it was like, I'm bi. You know what I mean? Because like even just that tweak of the word made it feel okay. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough.
That's why I hate when people are like, "Oh, you chose this life," and it's like, I fucking didn't. Trust me, it was either that or literally off myself, which I tried to do. And then I was like, I woke up in the hospital and I'm like in restraints. And I'm like, well, fuck. You know, this is the lowest of the low that I've literally hit, and I'm like, it's either, you know, try it again, which at this point I'm like, come on, you got through this, might as well.
Yeah,
just
then you're meant to be here. You know
yeah, then I'm meant to be here. And then I was like, you know what? I fucking might as well. And it wasn't until I went to a Buddhist like temple, and they literally talked about it, and I talked about it too, how like the meaning of happiness is confidence.
Yeah, and finding inner peace.
Yeah. And so that was the moment. And I had to just do everything to build up my self-esteem. And in order to do that, I had to do esteemed acts. I had to do little random acts to show that I have strength in this world and that I can actually impact someone's day. And that's why now, and so
what are
many
these routines? Like if someone was watching us and they were contemplating or in the same position you were in, if you can give them even just a small, like not to run on, because we could talk about this topic for hours and hours, I'm sure, but if you can give them like a small piece of advice.
Definitely volunteer anywhere that you can, like somewhere where you can help out. For me, it was adopting, you know, rescuing a dog, and that really helped. And just, I guess, just going out in the world and just trying to be a kinder person to other people and making their day better really in turn like makes your day way better, if that makes sense. So a lot of guys I date too, they're like, wow, you always talk to literally every single person. I'm like, yeah, because you never really know what someone's going through, and you could literally make their day just by being
It is true. We'll
person.
go somewhere and someone will open the door and Shayan will just be like, oh, thank you, you're so beautiful. It's like, to me, I don't know, it's just like, talk about the yin and the yang. Like she's always like, you're so beautiful. And then for me, if the person's hideous, I'm like, what do you mean this person's hideous?
No.
I'm so bad. I don't know why. It's something that I guess my internal struggle with is like, why am I so critical of other people? You know what I mean? And like, you know, I've gone and I had to see like an anger management specialist who was also a therapist who like, we did like light therapy, and he's like, well, maybe there's something deeper in it. I don't think it's anything deeper. I think that, you know, after working in the industry that I've worked in, and like you try to find the good in so many people, and you constantly get let down. It's so crazy. Like there are people who come in where it's like you see the stereotypical, and like I'll try to like go above, and then you still get slapped. You know what I mean, with that stereotype, and you can only just continuously be pushed down to where you just are like, fuck, man. 99% of people are just horrible people. You know what I mean? Like they just don't really want to reach out and make anyone's life better. You know, and I like to open doors for people. And there's this, I'll watch these like memes where it's like, if you open doors for people and you get mad because someone doesn't say thank you, that's your fault. Like you shouldn't open a door and expect to get a thank you, where I do expect to get a thank you. Like if I'm opening the door for you, if someone opens the door for me, I'm going to say thank you. It's like, but I don't know. It's a constant battle, a constant struggle.
Do you also sometimes feel like you're overtly critical because you feel this need to also critique yourself and be this perfect version of yourself because of pressures of society or anything?
No, not at all. Because I'm like, I thought about that as well. Because I guess being a Libra or whatever, I like to be logical. You know, I like to pull myself out of things and be like, okay, why do I do such things? You know what I mean? Like, I have road rage. It's gotten a lot better, but I would question, why do I have road rage? I mean, like, there was a point where literally someone cut me off one day. I got out of my truck and I took a tire iron and I put it in their windshield. Whoa. And like, I got in my car and I drove away. You know what I mean? Like, younger me was really bad. You know what I mean? And I would do the craziest shit. And I don't know if it was entitlement, you know what I mean? Like growing up in a family who relatively was wealthy, you know, and I got like nice things and shit. I was like, okay, maybe it's my entitlement. Like, what is it like that I have to literally like woosah, like I'll do breathing treatments, you know what I mean? And rub my earlobe and some shit, you know what I mean? Like calm down and like, why do I get so angry? What is it? Is it a mental illness? Is it a chemical imbalance that like forces me to get so angry? Because I live a great life. I love my life. You know what I mean? I have everything I want. I have great friends. I have a dog. I have, you know what I mean? And I just don't understand what causes me to be angry at times. And it really, it makes me more angry that I get angry. You know what I mean? I'm like, why am I getting so angry? For no reason at all. It just drives me nuts, dude. Like, so I don't know. I guess that mental health really is a real thing because like, it doesn't matter how good you are at this
Where
point in
you
time,
are,
it
for
takes
sure.
one small thing. Like you even say when you see red, like I can relate so much to the seeing red because in the past, you know, when you see red, it's like shit, you know, like you're uncontrollable. You know what I mean? It says you'll snap out of it and like you'll look behind you and you see all this mess that you create and you're like, fuck, like, ugh. But
yeah, it literally could take I mean, I feel like generally I'm a pretty happy person, a very kind person when I go out, but there are certain things that really bring out a different side of me. A big part of it is my relationship with men. That always brings out a crazy side in me. I don't know what it is, trying to make me jealous or other girls, or if another girl touches the guy I'm with, I will go insane and I will be a crazy person. But also little things that also really irk me. Like I don't like getting wet randomly. Like if someone splashes me with water.
that's so
like,
funny. So we
I
were
will
going to
lose my
try
mind.
before Jay was our editor. I think Joey remembers this, but we were going to prank Shayan. And there were two pranks that we thought of. One of them, we were going to tape the back of her hair to the chair. So when you stood up, it came off.
Okay.
And the second one was going to be putting a bucket of water above her. And it was so funny because we were like, oh my gosh, Shayan, we may or may not do a prank. And she goes, that's fine, as long as it doesn't touch my hair and as long as it doesn't involve me getting wet. And I was like, bitch, these are our literally only two things that we were going to do to you. And I was like, we're out of ideas now. Shit.
You push me in a pool, I will end a friendship. I don't care. I don't care who it is. If you're my husband, you push me in a damn pool, we're breaking up that day. I'm filing the divorce papers that fucking day. I don't like to get wet.
And it's so funny because I'm that guy. I actually went to this gay pool party years ago, which I don't really go to. And I'll never forget. It was like a fancy house. And I saw this guy, I hadn't seen him forever. And I was like, oh, hey, what's up? And I threw him in the pool. And like, as he's trying to get out, he's like pulling his phone and it went down with him. And it was a cracked screen. And like, the guy was really broke. Like, I mean, like dirt poor broke. And everyone just stared at me, and I couldn't have been more of a monster. Like, they looked at me like I was just the fucking devil. And I was like, don't worry, I'll pay for your phone. You have insurance, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And he's just like, man. It was such a kid thing to do, but like, that's my personality. Like, the whole, like, fuck yeah, bro. Psh, throw him in the pool. And then, like, I don't think I was ever invited back to a pool party after that.
But like, I've been shot with a paintball gun, and I thought that was the funniest shit ever. Like, I was like, ow, do it again.
Yeah. And speaking
I do
of,
like a little bit of pain.
another thing that I want to talk about as far as mental health is people's delusions of grandeur, like the creating this delusion. And I think we briefly talked about this about a customer that I had at the bar who, one day I came home and there was an Oscar sitting on my front porch. I don't even know, have we talked about this yet on the podcast? So yeah, I came home, there was an Oscar sitting on my front porch, and I replayed my Nest camera. This was years ago. And come to find out, it was a customer of mine that wrote for the movie Coco, like the Disney Pixar movie, and that ended up winning an award, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So when I contacted him, he had said that the reason he gave me the Oscar was because several months prior to that, he had come to the bar and he was going to unalive himself later that night, but he came for like a final drink at the bar. And something that I said to him triggered him to not do it. Knowing me, he probably told me, and I probably was just like, it's not that deep. Do another shot with me. Get over it. You know what I mean? I don't get deep with people, especially at the bar. Especially there's loud music going on. People come in, they're like, I hate myself. I'm like, oh, well, sorry, here, have a shot with me. You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine myself really getting deep. But whatever it was, it did cause him to make a turning point in his life. He didn't kill himself. Ended up writing for Coco. I replayed the footage and he was actually there. Like, he was one of the people who went up and like received an award or whatever. And he dedicated the Oscar to me because he's like, well, had I not been there, had you not said that, then I wouldn't have been there to write it, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, I was like, okay, cool. I like it. Great story. Well, then fast forward another couple months, he shows up at the bar. Mind you, I've never hung out with this person outside of the bar. And he has my name tattooed on his leg. And it's not like small writing. It's in the same, because I have a tattoo on my stomach. And this literally says Anthony Saldana going down his calves in the exact same writing with the same little lines around it on his legs. And he was excited to show that to me. And I didn't know how to feel about it. I was like, shit,
Whoa.
man. Like, you know, it came to a point where like, all right, like, where do you draw the line? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think he saw the look in my face and realized how I wasn't, you know, ecstatic about it.
Yeah.
And I never saw him again.
Oh.
Yeah. Like,
is he okay?
I don't know.
don't
To
know.
this day, he's never really a big social media guy. Like, I never saw him. Like, I kid you not, I've never hung out with him, never set foot around him outside of the walls of Mickey's.
Wow.
But like, it was a pretty wild story. But it kind of, you know, it's the delusions, I guess, you know?
Yeah. I mean, he won an Oscar. Hey.
Yeah, see, that's another thing where it's like the pay it forward,
Yeah.
and you never know, and blah, blah, blah. So
Yeah. I mean, I hate when people say like, oh, it gets better, it gets better. From someone, in my perspective, it doesn't necessarily get better, but I think you just get stronger. And, you know, you learn how to cope with things better, and you learn how to like navigate through life. And yeah, 1 minute you can be at your lowest of lows, and then the next minute you meet people who can change your life. Because I was 23 when I was at my lowest of low, and I actually met you when I was 24.
Oh, God. So it gets deeper.
And then after that, it was kind of like, you know, it introduced me to this new world, this new life, and meeting so many new people that, you know, you're like, I don't know. I just feel like, think of it this way. It's like there are so many people who have yet to meet you that are ready to love you, and that are ready to accept you, and that are ready to have you in their life. So why cut yourself short of that? Because you never know, you know?
True.
So, yeah.
True. I'm going to start playing pickleball and hopefully meet some new friends with that.
He's only doing it for hot guys.
And to get my abs back. Hello.
Oh.
We will take a moment to select our winner. We're going to go live right now, so we'll be back with the results of that.
Our wiener.
All right. Do you have a problem keeping your white sheets clean?
Do you have a shitty kitty?
Well, we have the perfect solution for you. It's
douche bedazzle for your asshole.
Now back to our regular programming show.
Hey, this could be a water bottle.
Jesus.
Is this used?
Okay, Mike. Boom.
Hey.
Bam.
Yay.
Sound looks good. Damn.
Wow. I'm so pretty.
All right, so the way we're going to do it, like last time, we mentioned that we're going to go on, and anyone who commented on our last video on Friday is going to win. It's going to be $100. So we're going to send you a message, and then send us your Venmo or however you want the money. But yeah, so it's exciting. So we have 29 comments, so 29 contestants to go to win.
Yay.
How we're going to do this is I'm going to scroll like this, and when Shayan tells me to stop, I am randomly going to stop on someone, and that person will win our giveaway, which will be the $100. And we're going to try to do this every week. All right. So, Shayan, are you ready for this?
Close your eyes.
All right. It's hard to swipe and close my eyes and look away. But,
okay.
All right. The writing is really small. I can't see anyway. But, all right. All right. Tell me when to stop. Ready? All right. Tell me when to stop.
Okay. And stop.
All right. Let's see. We landed on Arya Marie, who said, we need daily unedited vlogs of the two of you. So you did not leave your Instagram @ so I will go ahead and send you a message right now saying you won. So yeah, this will be kind of fun. I don't know. Any other ways that we can kind of get our following up on YouTube? It sounds cheesy as hell, but I really want you guys to watch our YouTube podcast. We put a lot of money, time, energy, bullshit into this. But, all right, have fun watching the debate. It's going to be a crazy one. Yes. All right, guys. Bye.
Stop! Don't keep scrolling, please. I need your help. I need your help. I want to get out of here. I don't know how I ended up in here. I need to get out. Everybody else keeps scrolling, and you're going to be my savior. So please, all you have to do is like this post and keep it coming.
Yay! We have a winner.
A wiener.
Arya Marie, you just won. We went on live. I sent you a message, so go ahead and reach out to us for your prize.
Yeah.
And we'll do this again next week. So go ahead and comment on this Friday's post. We're a week behind. But
yeah.
Just comment on the newest video. Put your @ down there so we know how to get a hold of you, or vice versa.
We're time traveling right now.
Back to the future. So, jumping back into things. How do you let someone down if they hit on you?
No.
Did you tell them straight up no? What if someone... Damn, that shut it down real quick. What if someone is trying to be friends with you? Do you allow people to just be friends? Just to be friends with you? 'Cause we do get comments where like, oh, I want to be friends with you guys, but it also leads into topics of just, I think that, and I think it's a fact that you can actually have too many friends. Really? And I get apprehensive about bringing new people into my life. I have a little bit of trust issues, but also I have enough friends right now that I have a hard time keeping up with. My messages, too many, I can't stand group chats. It's like, you're in these group chats, and we'll recreate another one because we want to kick someone out, like Joey or something. And it just is too much. So I've literally, I've told people, I'm like, I'm sorry right now, I'm really not accepting applications for new friends because it's like, I just don't have the mental capacity for it. But what about you? Do you?
I mean, I'm down. I'm open to be friends with literally anyone. I just think obviously there's like varying degrees of friends. You have like your acquaintances and stuff, but even some of my closest friends, I've had to set hard boundaries on them. And it's like, I have certain friends that I'm like, I know I can talk to them about X, Y, and Z. And then I have other friends that I'm like, okay, you crossed the boundary before. I don't necessarily need to hate you and cause all this drama, but I just know that I don't need to talk about certain things about my life around you. And and there's always growing pains too, but for the most part, I mean, I've kept friends with people for a long time. I don't really have too many falling outs. The only time I would have a falling out with someone is if you 100% not only betrayed my trust, but kind of like made a joke out of me. And that is when I'm like, absolutely
There's a booger right there. Is that your booger?
Ew, no.
It
looks
had to
like
be yours.
slobber.
I don't know. It looks like a booger to me.
A booger? That's not a booger. Ew, it's slobber. I don't have a booger. Ew!
Oh, it's a booger for sure.
What the hell? No!
Look at
What
Logan
the fuck?
over there. You see that booger?
It's slobber, I think.
I don't know.
What the hell? How would
Shayan
it get there?
just showed off her vaginitals.
Oh my god! And then my kukara just showed on camera. What
Oh my
the hell?
No, what do we used to call it though? A sheenus. Shayan invented the name sheenus. I love it.
Someone called it a polka dot the other day.
No, but
There's
a
so many
sheenus is great.
different
We're getting off topic. We're talking on mental health.
Yes.
So,
which suffering because of you.
literally.
Because you put a booger on me.
This podcast is sponsored by
Roadkill Cafe.
You kill it, we grill it. You just learned what docking means.
Yes! I didn't know this was a thing.
So
Gay
real quick,
men.
before she goes in, if you ever see me looking down, which my editor hates me doing, we put notes in our little group chat of what we're going to talk about the next day. And it's so fucking funny because I'll be up at like 4 a.m. and something will just randomly pop in my mind. I'm like, we have our shared notes back and forth, and it is like pages and pages long. So sometimes I'll look in there and Shayan just randomly put it like 4:40 in the morning. I just learned what docking means. And I was like, all right, so let's talk about it.
Gay men, I love you because you guys always teach me something new that just gives me a new reason, new will to live, honestly. Speaking of mental health, new will to live. Docking. It means when a guy that is uncut puts his dick skin over your dick and jerks off.
Yeah, it's wild.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, you know what? I got that confused with the word frotting. I still don't really know what it means, but I've seen multiple definitions, so we'll look it up or someone edit it to tell us what the word frotting means, but I think it's similar. I think frotting is just rubbing two penises on top of each other.
Yeah.
F-R-O-T-T-I-N-G.
I've already been on that.
So I didn't know what that was, to be honest with you. I guess I don't, but in the past I just didn't know what it was. What is it, Jay?
Well, I don't know if I spelled it right because my English is not good.
I just spelled it. F-R-O-T-T-I-N-G. What would you put? Frothing?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Well, no, that's the thing on the coffee, right?
And just like it's Vanessa has a V in there. Okay.
Frot or frotting is a gay sexual practice that involves direct penis-to-penis contact.
Yep.
Hot.
So
Love
yeah,
that. It's one of my
interesting.
go-to moves.
Oh my gosh.
Love it.
So apparently the definition is, yes, putting two penises on top of each other. But it's I didn't
But
realize
the
that was like a thing. It's just
I
like,
didn't know the skin.
why can't you just call it grinding? Or, you know what I mean? You grind on each other. But creating a whole world of frauding, it's just so weird to me.
That's hot.
Tummy sticks.
Love that.
Let's play some tummy sticks. Here, Joey. We're gonna play tummy sticks.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, bro.
But docking, how crazy.
Yeah, docking is crazy.
I want to get docked.
Oh my God. So I think the excuse "I'm busy" is the literal worst excuse ever.
Worse.
If someone sits there and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was busy," I'm like, we're all busy.
Yeah.
Everyone's busy. I get it. I'm fucking busy. You know, if I can manage this, and that, and still make time, you know, it all comes down to time management. And that's the thing is people like, if you can't make time to hang out with someone, then that's like a selfish problem.
Yeah.
I think I have a friend who is chronically late for fucking everything. Like, I kid you not, everything. And he doesn't even attempt to like be early. Like, he literally missed a fucking flight to Bali. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
And we make bets now on how late he's going to be, over and under. And, you know, and shout out to you, because you know who you are if you watch this, which I'm sure you don't.
Please, too late.
But no, I think it's kind of a selfish thing, because you value your time so much more than anyone else's while we all sit there and wait for you. It's the worst. It drives me insane. Like, I cannot invite someone places if I know that you're always going to be late. Like, I just won't do it. It's just, to me, it's just fucking selfish.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I always say, like, you know, be 15 minutes late maximum, because my mom always said you got to make an entrance.
Well, my thing is, it's again, kind of going back to previous topics about expectations. If you set an expectation. So it's like, if you're going to say, I'm going to be, you know, around 8 o'clock. Okay, cool. If I tell you be there at 8. Yeah. Then be there at 8. You know what I mean? But it's like, if it's like, oh, be around the 8:30, whatever. But like, if it's specific, then fucking be specific.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if you set the expectation, it's like, oh, I might be a little late, then okay, they'll be a little late. Like, keep the communication. You know what I mean? Communication will be on the next episode for sure.
But I hate the I'm busy. And you know who are the worst type of friends to have? No, actors.
Oh.
Actors. They are the kings and queens of like, oh, I'm sorry, I was busy. And it's
Is that
like,
true, Joey?
I don't know why actors are always.
Joey's a producer. He has Joe Rowe Production Company in BTW. Shout out Joe Rowe, sponsor the show.
I mean, I'm like strictly on time, if not early.
No, but like we've had actor friends.
I always go by that saying.
And they're always the ones that are like, oh, I'm sorry.
If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, you're fired. I used to work at Target. Is one of like my first jobs. I was an executive manager for Target, and I was in charge of hiring and firing. And I was a stickler on time because I lived over in Riverside and I worked over here in Eagle Rock, which is like an hour and a half. It's like 68 miles away. And I would be there on time every single day. Yet half the staff would live like 4 blocks away and they'd be late. And I get it. It's retail. It's nothing like crazy. But it's like, just be on time. Like, you live down the street. Like, that's it. Like, that's it. Like, it's not that.
Yeah. And I know it's not like your dream job, but I was always told, like, even if it's not your dream job, be the best at whatever you do.
Yeah.
Like, whatever it is that you're doing, like, we get it. It's not your dream job. Just do a fucking good job at it, because you're going to learn so much that's eventually going to carry you on or make good relationships. Because, again, you never know what's going to happen, what's going to take over.
Yeah. And, you know, a big thing is just showing up. I think LA has a big problem with that, you know?
That's hard.
I just don't know. If you just fucking show up. Half the people that make so much money on OnlyFans, people are like, oh, they make so much money, almost hating on them. I was like, all they do is record a video. Like, it's not that hard. And like, do a little bit of promo here and there, and boom, you can start making money. But most people just have a hard time just showing the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know? But,
my dad was a Libra. My dad is a Libra. My mom is an Aries. So mom is always late. Dad is always on time. So that was crazy. And always watching them fight about that every single time we were getting ready to go somewhere. And my dad would have the biggest like mental breakdown over it. Yeah. Over us being late to things. And my mom just didn't care. She was just like, whatever. I look good. That's all that matters.
On a different note, complete sidebar. Yeah. Shayan, do you use washcloths? Because this is a hugely debated topic right now. And I didn't know it was until I just saw a whole thing on whether or not people use washcloths or not. Are you a washcloth?
I have like, what are those like hand mittens that you like put your hands in?
Okay, so not a
Just-
washcloth.
yeah.
Right? Just like a loofah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use like a loofah thing too.
Yeah. Or if I were to exfoliate my face, I would do it with like a white cloth, but I like put it in the wash after I used it one time.
So it's funny. I didn't know Black people use washcloths, and they look at white people for being dirty for not using washcloths. And I didn't know this. I was like, I never used a wash, like a physical piece of fabric to wash my body. But I guess that's a
I don't
big
know.
thing.
And I've also heard that body wash isn't actually to clean your body. It's to like put fragrance on your body. That's another thing I learned. Like apparently the
What?
only way to actually like clean your skin is from a antibacterial bar soap.
I had no idea. I didn't know that.
That's apparently the only
I
way
use
to
like
actually
those like
clean your
scrubs
skin.
with like citrus or
But
something.
I hear white people don't like wash their legs.
don't wash their legs.
Yeah, in the shower.
I don't think I wash my legs.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
What? Like you don't like get
I don't
in
think
and
about that,
scrub
but
and
no.
everything?
Like occasionally, like okay, so if I'm jerking off and I'm using lube, I'll like if there's too much, I'll like wipe it on my leg, just
And you're like, oh, lotion.
just to like get a new go at it, and like so if that happens, then I'll like wipe the lube off
Oh, okay.
because it's like silicone based. But for the most part, I'm not gonna sit and wash my
Like,
legs.
scrub
I don't
yourself?
know if that's like a thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really wash like the tops of my feet. I don't know. I'll wash the bottom,
Uh-huh.
but I don't like wash the top of my feet. I don't know. I'm a quick shower person though. I do things quickly. I like efficiency.
Yeah,
like
no.
when I take a shit, I like drop and go. Like I literally wait till I have to poop like right then and there. Like I'm prairie dogging it, I guess. And then just like boom, I'm in and out. Boom.
Yeah.
What about you?
No,
I have
I'm like a ritual person.
oh my gosh, I know so many people that will sit there
So
and
listen to
like
music,
respond.
I have to think of things. I have to
No.
like plan out my shower after. I have to shower my whole body, and I take like 45-minute
Oh,
showers.
but it's also so bad to be sitting on a toilet for that long. Like I've sent like actual scientific data that says you should never spend longer than 4 minutes sitting on a toilet to my friends who sit like 30, 40 minutes on a toilet. They don't give a fuck. They're like, nope, that's my time to sit and respond to like all my Instagram things and all my this. And I'm like,
yeah.
ugh, no way.
Ew, I
just don't like
it's
surrounding
so
yourself in like the smell of shit. Like I have a bidet that sucks it out through like the back so that the smell's not there. Thank God.
Yeah.
But other people, I'm like, you're gonna sit there and just waft in the smell of shit while you sit there. Like that's crazy to me.
Ew, you know what's so gross?
Like I know a girl who takes all of her clothes off, leaves them outside, goes to take a shit, and then goes back and puts them on. Tanya, you know her.
Oh.
She'll probably love me for telling her. She's giving her a shout out. Her
Wow.
name's Tanya.
Yeah, and you have to close the lid too when you flush because it like splatters
All the particles.
everywhere.
Yeah, don't leave your toothbrush out.
Yeah.
If you leave your toothbrush
So
out,
gross.
it like fills up with like poo particles.
But
You know what
what's so-
smells are?
What?
Smells are actually particles of that. The reason you smell things is because it's microscopic particles just wafting through the air.
Oh.
Yeah. So technically when you're smelling shit, it's because you're inhaling microscopic particles of shit or like fart dust. Like that's how you get pink eye if you fart on someone's pillow because you're actually putting poop particles on their pillow and then it goes in their eye.
Ew.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's wild. My biggest turnoff is when a guy sends me a dick pic and he's
Sitting on the toilet.
Oh, so gross. Why? Why do you have
That
to
is
be
pretty
jerking
wild.
off and sitting on the toilet? I
That's
don't
wild.
understand.
Those are for people who still live with their parents, I think. Because like that's probably their only getaway time is to go
Well,
into
then
the
go
bathroom
in the
and jerk off.
shower.
Yeah. But what if they have those nasty ass
Ew,
showers?
but showers are so gross. And I'm sorry.
I've been to places where like there's black mold in the shower. It's so bad.
Or you know what's so gross is when someone takes a bath in a shower, like you know what I mean, like those showers that double as a bathtub. Yuck. I'm
Ooh.
sorry, but if you're gonna take
You're
a
gonna, like,
bath,
hate that's like 90%.
no.
people.
If you're gonna take a bath, it needs to be separate from the shower. The shower floor is like literally so gross. It's so
Yeah.
bad for you.
That's like 99% of all apartments in Los Angeles.
No, yeah, but that's the thing. If I were to take a bath, I'm gonna shower my body first and then sit in a bathtub and then just soak. And it has to be separate. I'm not sitting in my own
Interesting.
dirt.
Yeah. I know how I
Yeah.
feel about that.
Yeah. Bathtubs are wild. They freak me out.
So wait, do you sit or stand when you pee?
Sit.
You don't cross streams? Because I've heard stories that sound like
If I'm drunk and at a club and I'm like, I sometimes, ooh.
Oh, you know what's crazy? Okay, so Shayan and I have been best friends for a long time. We've had many three-ways. I have seen her her weenus like once, and it was recently when it was in my kitchen. Other than that, I've never seen it. I can't envision her with it. So I like to just let the fantasy go.
It's not much to see.
And it wasn't until I literally was woken up and she was like getting banged in my kitchen by some random dude that I walked out. She was facing me, giving me an O face. And I was like, oh shit, like all sprawled out on the island of my kitchen. And I was like, that was like the first time that I saw it. So wait, do you sit down or stand up when you pee?
I sit, but sometimes if I'm like, drunk at a party and I'm like, let's cross streams. Or I've like crossed streams with a boyfriend before.
Oh,
it's fun.
that's wild.
It's funny. It's just like something to laugh about. So when you're fucked up. And also, yes, I did get back shots on his kitchen table, but because I mix Percocets and Hennessy together.
We have a question from one of our live studio audience members that says, do you put toilet paper between the door of the toilet to cover in public places?
Oh, like line the toilet?
I think do you cover, are you a shy person? I don't even know.
No, hell no.
Yeah.
Wait, like a shot, like a Fiesta Cantina's bathroom?
Like, do you like put toilet paper to close the gap? Is that what you're saying? See, I will never take a shit in a public restroom ever in my entire life. I've never done it.
Really?
The 13 years that I've worked at the bar, never taken a shit there. I've never gone poop at a restaurant or a fast food place or even my own friends' houses. I like go home and take a shit. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. I'm a weird person like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why.
No, I mean, I tried. I really don't use the restroom that often. I'm like a camel. Like, I don't really need to pee that often.
Yeah. Because it's like a whole situation.
Well, yeah, and sometimes I'm wearing like uncomfortable stuff. I have to take it off. But when you're drinking and, it's the Fiesta Cantina bathroom, I will just go in front of everyone. Because it's
For
like
any of you who don't know, Fiesta Cantina is like the low of the low for the West Hollywood bar scene.
Bathrooms.
It's like these bathroom is just absolutely disgusting.
I love it. It's a good time.
So disgusting.
They like have porn
it's basically
on
a
the
hole in the wall,
walls.
a hole in the floor, like in China where you just squat over it and like someone pees between your legs while you're taking a shit.
Oh my God, I've actually used those bathrooms before. In
so
Iran,
crazy.
we have them. They're on the ground. But they're not a hole on the ground. It's like fancy. It's like a toilet, but it's like on the ground and you squat. It's apparently the best way to
Well, today's episode was about mental health. We hope you liked our show.
Yes.
It's time to say goodbye.
Oh.
But we'll see you next week. And don't forget to comment below so that you can win. Have a good one. Bye.
That's all, folks. If you want to watch more fucked up shit,
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
woo!